Brightmoor Kids. Welcome back to our series about one of the most extreme heroes in the Bible, Joshua. We're going to continue to learn about how Joshua lived to the extreme for God. Have you ever wanted to do something that was extreme but couldn't get yourself into doing it? You needed someone to encourage you or maybe convince you to do it? Maybe it was something wild like jumping off the high dive at the swimming pool. You stood at the end of the diving board, you were totally freaked out and scared, and then the whole time your family and your friends were in the background saying, "You can do it, jump, be brave." They could have given you the encouragement you needed in order to do something or try something new. Well, today's lesson is all about a time where Joshua needed some encouragement. You are going to hear about it, but first, let's check in with our extreme sports specialist, Band-Aid.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Band-Aid. I'm your extreme sports specialist, and we're here to continue our extreme series on Joshua. Let's do this. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at a time in Joshua's life where he was chosen to follow an incredible leader, Moses. Speaking of follow the leader, I'm supposed to be meeting someone here to do an extreme stunt. This guy is supposed to be the leader in one of the most extreme sports ever. However, I don't know why he's not here yet.
I'm right here.
Huh?
Are you ready to play?
Man, I'm supposed to be here to meet somebody to do an extreme sport, not play. What are you trying to play?
Follow the leader. Extreme!
Are you kidding me right now? I'm supposed to be teaching these kids a lesson, and you want me to play follow the leader right now?
Follow the leader. Extreme!
Okay, whatever. How extreme could this possibly be?
I'll show you. Follow me.
Kid just jumped all the way down into that ball pit. I ain't doing that. No way. I'm scared. Man, who knew that following the leader could be that hard? Joshua sure found out how hard following the leader could be, though. When Moses died, God chose Joshua to become the leader of the people. Could you imagine following a leader like Moses? I mean, Moses was the guy that led the Israelites out of Egypt and did all sorts of miracles. Could you imagine following a leader like that? I bet Joshua was worried. But God spoke some amazing promises to Joshua that helped him with his fear of following the leader. And that's exactly what you're going to learn about in your lesson today. I can't wait for you to hear all about the amazing promises that God spoke to Joshua and how he is going to speak to you too. Well, I better let you get into it. And I guess I better jump into this ball pit. Man, that was fun. I think I'm gonna do that again. Well, my name's Band-Aid, and I'll see you next time when we're learning another extreme lesson from Joshua.
We have many people in our lives who are willing to encourage us when we need it. All of us need encouragement from time to time. It's hard to do God's will when you have forgotten God's power and the promises He has made. Sometimes we need God to remind us of who we are and what He has called us to do. We're going to learn about how God encourages us to do His will in our lesson today. But right now, we need to find out what you gotta know.
What you gotta know? What you gotta know? What you gotta know? What you gotta know?
there, kids. I'm Big Ray, and I'm here to tell you what you gotta know. Today, we are learning about how God will equip us to do what He calls us to do. So every time today you hear somebody ask you what you gotta know, you tell them, God will give me what I need. That's right, God has called each of us to do big things for Him. Oh no! But the problem is, I don't have anything good, or I'm not strong enough to do what God has called me to do. You gotta relax. It's gonna be all right. It is? How so? God will help you and be with you. With His help, you can do what He's called you to do. So every time today you hear somebody ask you what you gotta know, you tell them, God will give me what I need. That right there is what you gotta know. I'm Big Ray, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
What you gotta know.
But nobody goes by Rizzo anymore, so you can just call me Artiste. Now I'm in the middle of a brand new beautiful painting, but it's time for me to take a break. So why don't you help me with today's power verse? The thing is, last night as I was painting this power verse, I started sleepwalking again, and I was using pictures instead of words. So now I need your help to figure out what it says. Let's take a look at it. Be an arm. I don't think that's right, boys and girls. The Bible doesn't tell us to be an arm. That doesn't make any sense. Be strong? Oh yes, strong. Be strong and courageous. Do not be scared, terrified, afraid. Oh, there it is. It's afraid. Or discouraged. Oh, we've seen this before. What does this one mean? Yes, for. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you run. Oh, I don't think that's right. What do you think that person's doing? I bet they're going somewhere. Oh, wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Oh, that's it. I'm so glad you could help me. Now, let's make sure that we don't forget it. So, everyone stand up and let's say it all together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Great job, everyone. You can all have a seat. Now it's time for me to show you a brand new painting for my new exhibit, Art to the Extreme. This one is called The Extreme Painting. I know, simple, right? That's what you think. Wait till you see it. Boom! Look at this guy. He's painting a bridge over water on roller skates. Incredibly impressive, sir. I don't know how you do it. Everyone, give him a hand. Fantastic job. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for all your help with today's Power Verse. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Today we're going to learn about a moment in Joshua's life where he really needed some encouragement. Even though he was one of the good spies that believed God could take them into the promised land, Joshua faced an extreme assignment from God. Moses, the leader of God's people, had died. That meant that God's people, the Israelites, had no leader. Joshua didn't know what to do, so he went out alone to pray. Suddenly, God appeared to Joshua and said, "Joshua, my servant, Moses is dead." Well, I'm sure Joshua must have been thinking, I kind of already knew that, God. That's not a news flash. But God told Joshua that he must lead the people across the Jordan River into the land that God was giving them. Joshua was to take over from Moses. Remember, this was the same Moses who parted the Red Sea so the Israelites could walk across on dry land. This was the same Moses who hit a rock with his staff, causing water to shoot out for them to drink. This was the same Moses who met with God face to face and gave him the 10 Commandments. Joshua must have thought there's no way he could ever follow that kind of leader. Many times, we feel like there's no way we can do what God is calling us to do. We fear that we might mess up. Joshua probably felt that same way. He had all of those feelings. God spoke to Joshua and gave him incredible comfort and encouragement in that moment. God said, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Wow, what an amazing promise from God. Comforted and encouraged, Joshua left God's presence and went to speak to the commanders of the army. He said, "Hey, get ready. We are going to cross the Jordan River." Now, I'm sure the people missed Moses, but they immediately accepted Joshua as their leader. They said, "As we obeyed Moses, we will also obey you." Isn't that awesome? Today, we're going to learn how God speaks words of encouragement and comfort to us, just as he did with Joshua. When we don't think we can handle the extreme assignment that God gives us, he speaks words that encourage our souls and prepare us to do his will.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Joshua. This is Joshua.
Hello.
Joshua was an Israelite who followed Moses through the wilderness.
1, 2, 3, here we go. Oh, hey.
Joshua learned from Moses as Moses led the Israelites through the Red Sea. And as Moses taught the people about God's law.
I see.
Everyone, listen up.
One day, Moses was talking to the Israelites. He was reminding them of the law and all that God had done for them.
Yeah.
Now, see here, all you.
When Moses had finished giving instructions to the people, he said, "I am no longer able to lead you.
Hold on.
Do not be afraid, for God will neither fail you nor abandon you."
Yeah.
Then Moses called Joshua and told him to be strong and courageous, for he would lead the Israelites into the promised land.
See?
Then Moses died. To this day, no one knows exactly where he was buried. The people and all of Israel mourned. The people of Israel looked to Joshua to lead them, as Moses had told them.
There he is. Yeah.
God told Joshua to be strong and courageous, for he would be with Joshua wherever he went. He told him to remember what Moses had told him and to study the book of instruction. God told Joshua that it was time to lead the people of Israel across the Jordan River and into the promised land.
Okay, here we go.
Joshua told the Israelite officials to go throughout the camp.
Get out there.
They instructed everyone to pack up and get ready to head out.
Come on.
Joshua told the Israelites they were going to cross the Jordan River.
See here. This is what we're going to do, okay?
And so, Joshua prepared to lead his people as the Lord had commanded.
I absolutely love painting. It's so much fun to splash color on things and brighten them up. Any of you like to paint? Have you ever heard of the famous artist Michelangelo? He lived like 500 years ago and painted many wonderful paintings, but his greatest work ever is thought to be the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. It was an amazing, amazing thing to accomplish. It took him over 4 years to paint the entire ceiling, over 5,000 square feet. He did most of it while lying on his back on top of a huge scaffold. Now, can you imagine being the painter that had to do the next painting at the Sistine Chapel? I can imagine that guy was like, no way. How could I ever do anything that compares to what Michelangelo did? Well, you can take that and multiply it by 100. And that's probably what Joshua was feeling like in today's Bible story. Moses had died. God's people, the Israelites, had no leader. So the Lord spoke to Joshua and told him, now that my servant Moses is dead, you must lead my people across the Jordan River into the land I am giving them. Remember, this was the same Moses who parted the Red Sea so that the Israelites could cross on dry land. This was the same Moses who struck the rock and water came shooting out for them to drink. This was the same Moses who God met with face to face and gave the 10 Commandments to. Joshua must have thought there was no way he could follow this amazing leader. Many times we feel like there is no way we can do what God is calling us to do. We fear that we might fail or mess up. Joshua probably felt those same feelings, but God gave Joshua several promises that he also wants us to learn. By trusting these promises, we can conquer our fears and become the leader that God wants us to be. We are going to compare what you say to what God says.
I say I'm not good enough. God says I will provide for you. Joshua must have felt that he was just not good enough to be the leader after Moses. God immediately responded to Joshua's negative thoughts with a statement that probably surprised Joshua. God told Joshua in Joshua 1:3, I promise you what I promised Moses. Wherever you go, you will be on a land that I have given you. God said that we don't have to worry about not being good enough. He will provide everything we need. God told Joshua that he would give him the land he needed to possess in order to lead the children of Israel. Many times you compare yourself to others and think, I'm not good enough as they are, or I'm not smart enough as they are. I'm not as cool as they are, or I can't do this big thing, or whatever. God says not to worry about all of that. He promises to provide for you just as he provided for Joshua.
I say I'm not strong enough. God says I will protect you. Joshua must have thought to himself, Moses was such a strong leader, he stood up to Pharaoh and told him to let God's people go. I'm just not that strong. Many times you think the same thing. You think I'm just a kid, or I'm not as strong as other people are. God promised in Joshua 1:5, no one will be able to stand their ground against you as long as you live. Wow, what a statement. God says, stick with me and you can't lose. I will protect you. He tells you the same thing. He will protect you from everything that comes against you. He is stronger than anything you could ever face.
When I say I can't do this, God says I will be with you. Joshua must have thought to himself, I can't do this, Lord, not by myself. I am not that good of a leader. Many times you also think this way, but God promised Joshua in verse 5, for I will be with you as I was with Moses. I will not fail you or abandon you. What an incredible promise. And that is what God promises each of you. He promises to be with you no matter what. How amazing that God promises to always be with us. So when you begin to doubt whether or not you have what it takes to do the extreme excitement God has called you to do, remember these promises that God has made to you. He was there for Joshua, and he will be there for you to do the extreme.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9.
Welcome back, children. This is our rewind review. We're gonna rewind it back to the beginning of the lesson. We're gonna ask a few questions. This is Cameron, and this is Cameron, and this is Connor, and we're gonna rewind the review with you guys. Join in with us. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Yes,
yeah,
we're ready.
Okay, our first question is, what you gotta know today?
God will give me what I need.
Correct. Correct. God will give me what I need. Next question. Who was the leader who took over for Moses?
Joshua.
Yes, I was. Good job. Okay. 1-1. Was Joshua feeling confident about taking over? Yes or no?
No, he was not that confident.
No, he wasn't. Good answer. It is now 2-1. Who gave Joshua promises to encourage him?
God.
Correct. Correct. Easy answer. All right, 2-2. The first promise God made to Joshua was, I will blank for you.
He said, I will provide for you.
Yes, sir. And he will. He will do that. All right, next question, 3-2. The second promise God made to Joshua was, I will blank you. It also starts with a P.
Not provide for you, but protect you.
Yes, protect. So first, he'll provide for you. Second, he'll protect you. Okay. The third promise God made to Joshua was, I will blank you. I will be blank you.
I will be with you.
Yes, I will be with you. So he will protect us, he'll provide for us, and he'll be with us. Okay, this is a true or false question. I think so far we're up by 1 with Connor. All right. God promises us the same promises he spoke to Joshua. True or false?
Can you say the question again?
Yes.
I don't know if it was a trick question or
I'll
not.
say it again.
It may have been a trick question. I gotta hear it again.
I don't know.
It wasn't. All right. God promises us the same promises he spoke to Joshua.
Well, if he promised us something, then it has to be true because he also promised it to Joshua. So yes, that is true.
Exactly. That is
Process of elimination.
There we go.
That is
Good.
true.
Good way to get there. Okay. True or false? I'm sorry, this is not true or false. This is the yes or no question. Can you accomplish anything God calls you to do?
Yes, you can.
Amen. All right, and this is our last question. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Okay. Stretching for this. Okay. What? Nope, I'm so sorry. Where was our power verse found?
Joshua 1:9.
That is correct. That is correct. I'm not quite sure who the winner is. I kind of lost track towards the end. But hopefully you guys were reviewing with us and you got most of them right. If not, you can go back and rewind it back and review it all over again. That is our rewind review, and we will see you next time.
Pardon me, I was wondering, what you gotta know?
God will give you what you need, just like he'll give me what I need. That's what we learned today in this lesson of Joshua. And we want you to continue to stick with us from here on out because we're gonna learn some more lessons about Joshua. But remember, God really will give you what you need. Ask him, spend the time with him, and see what he does. See you next time.